Greetings and salutations, Geonerds. Today we're going up north to the Bowen Basin and we're going to have a look at an amazing mountain called Mount Fort Cooper. Hang in there, coming right up. Well, here we are today over the Gabba, soon to be the Olympic Stadium, whizzing through town now because we can. Hey, City Hall, here we go. We've got to select hypersonic terrain following radar. Today we're heading up to behind Mackay to a little town called Nebo. It used to be called Mount Fort Cooper, but it got renamed to Nebo in the 1920s. So we're heading up there to the Bowen Basin, big coal basin, and to this place here, this weird looking mountain. It's a great big lump of, as you guessed it, igneous rock poking up through a sedimentary plain like we've never seen that before. This one's pretty interesting. So I'll just give you a bit of a look at it, then we'll pull back, we'll have a closer look at it with a better system. We'll pull back to show you the coal mines. There's one. These are massive coal mines. You think about Queensland's coal wealth, that's a lot of it right there, the Bowen Basin. The Galilee Basin's behind us, that's another one. Anyway, let's go and have a closer look. Well folks, as usual, it starts with our original people. This is mainly Barradar land. And I'll give you a map there. There it is up top there. It encompasses those two creeks. And I'll just drop on the map where it is. It's actually just outside that border, but Aboriginal people didn't use borders. So this is what happens when your land is taken over and you are asked to help on the farm. And if you refuse and be a bad boy, this is what happens. There are some real problems up here with the interaction between the native people and the settlers. Not for this video, but big problems, let me tell you. So who was the first guy to come through? Well, Leichhardt, of course, one of the greatest explorers in Australia, the greatest explorer in Australia's history without doubt. Come on, Les, go and find him. Go and find him. After that, it was this bloke, William Landsborough, a name you hear all over Queensland. He came through and he named this mountain, of course, which was Cooper Fort Mountain, I'm sorry. Let's have a look at the overall layout of the land here. The reason we're looking at this is you see these big coal mines. This is the Bowen Basin, the top edge of the Bowen Basin, but the Bowen Basin. And this mountain is unusual, which is why we're looking at it. It's pushed through a sedimentary plain. Surprise, surprise. It's an intrusive unit, so this did not make it to the surface. This hardened underground and all of the sedimentary plain has been, in fact, eroded away from it. That skirt around it is all made out of just gravel from it. So when you see these geology coming up, you'll see it. But I actually want to climb this thing. It looks really good. It's quite an amazing structure. Later on I'll show you a photo of it from the road and it just looks amazing. A great big pile of igneous rock has pushed up through a weak spot in the sedimentary plain and it is hardened underground. Now around it is a basalt plain, which we'll see in a minute. That's an extrusive one. That made it to the surface. So the blue in the middle is the mountain. That's mainly basaltic gabbro, which is basically basalt that didn't make it to the surface. That's what it looks like there. It looks like coarse-grained granite, really. And that's the blue in the middle. The yellow ring around the outside is just gravel that's fallen off it. And the stuff it's punched through is olivine basalt. This did make it to the surface. This ran on the surface. And there's quite a bit of this around Australia, particularly on the east coast. There's lots of it. So as you can see, it's just punched through a sedimentary plain. Now you see that green poking in on the edges. They are the coal measures from up here. And they are much, much older, like 100 million years older. So yeah, this sedimentary rock was sitting here all happy until this little, probably a hotspot, came through and just punched a hole through it. The basalts that it goes through are obviously older than it is by about 20 million years. So yeah, they're quite a bit older. Well, let's have a look at where we are. I'll just leave this map up for a second. To say Australia is built on hydrocarbons is not an analogy. It's true. The pink is oil and gas. The grey is coal and the U is, yes, of course, uranium. This is an energy. If you notice in the front there it's spelled energy with an IE because this is a French map. French, lots of people see value in Australia that Australians don't. The Bowen Basin, this is the coal, this is anthracite coal. We don't get this up there, but I thought we'd go through the coals. This stuff is old, really old. This is metamorphic coal. This is the bituminous coal that we get up there. This stuff comes from around the Triassic period. There's quite a wide range. As you can see there, the Ipswich stuff's a little newer, that's a bit older. And this is the garbage they mine in Melbourne, called lignite, Victoria. It's absolute garbage. A little bit of it in South Australia. There's none up here, thank goodness. It's just garbage. Why we mine it, I do not know. So folks, this is what our mountain looks like on the road as you're going past over near Nebo. Beautiful thing, very road roller and coyote, but you know, it's a flat top mountain, but it truly is a flat top mountain. It's not an optical illusion. I want to go here, check this place out. Anyway, I just thought I'd put this back up. You know, let's just think about this. Successive governments of Australia can't balance our budgets. They can't afford this, they can't afford hospitals, they can't afford medicines, they can't afford anything, can't afford housing. Yet multinationals are taking billions, tens of billions of dollars every year in profit, not turnover, out of our country, and a lot of them are paying zero tax. Now they pay, export things and all that other stuff for sure. But if you're exporting stuff and you're digging it out of the ground, guess what you don't pay? You don't pay sales tax on anything. Go and buy yourself a $1 million machine with $100,000 worth of sales tax in it. You claim the whole lot back. They pay no sales tax. But you and I certainly do. I go down to Coles and say, no, I'm going to take these groceries over to Moreton Island. Could I have my sales tax back? You're not going to get it back. All right, so listen, if you know a politician, which I certainly do, pull your finger out. You're sitting on the absolute, it's not a gold mine, it's way better than a gold mine. The world needs these chemicals. They need these supplies. We're not even talking about the rest of the middle wealth of this country. Oh, for some reason, we haven't got the money. Oh, no, it's just too hard. Oh, the Olympics. Oh, that's okay. The Commonwealth Games. We weren't talking about the Commonwealth Games. That's gone wrong. But you know what I'm saying. It's all about priorities. Palms are being greased, and it's not ours. I guarantee you, everyone I go on the bus to work every day with, I don't think they're feeling the benefit. This trickle-down economics we've been fed is an absolute load of rubbish. We have more billionaires in this country for 26 million people. We have billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires, and we've got a crap ton of millionaires because they're all sitting on big fat property investments. What we need to do is to make sure that that mineral wealth starts working for everyone in Australia. And I'm no communist, don't get me wrong, that doesn't work. But really? It's just not, it just doesn't seem to be getting there, does it? We're digging this out of the ground. We're fracking the crap out of a lot of this stuff, and we're just stealing from future generations. All of this amazing wealth. If you believe in God, then God put this here for us, right? I might not, but I'm not stopping you from doing it, right? It's for us. It's not for a couple of very wealthy people somewhere in the world. And when you start seeing politicians get up in Parliament, you know what I'm going to say, here's a lump of coal, they never hurt anyone, right? That is just obscene, absolutely obscene. Anyway, folks, T-Ross will get off his soapbox now. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought that mountain was amazing. I want to go up there and have a look around. I want to see Mount Jerks too, the one I did a few weeks ago. And there's another one coming just up the road from this. It's even cleverer. Thanks to all the new subscribers, of course, as usual, and keep rocking. T-Rox out.
Remember, you better tune in next week to the show, because if you don't, I'll come round to your house and I'll rip your bloody